Okay, next we're going to move on to creating discussion boards in Canvas. The overall goal of this block of instruction is that all users are able to create a discussion board after this. Okay, so we start off, we move to discussions. We're going to add a discussion. Okay, and we're going to give this discussion a title. And we're going to give a description of what we want the students to do and give them some guidance on exactly what they have to do. So we've got a question here for students to answer, and I've also included this sentence right here with a reference to the top 100 learning tools out there right now based on Google's approximation. So we're going to insert that link. Now participants will be able to go directly to that website just by looking at that or clicking on that. Also, we had to make sure that we outline the expectations that we require of our participants. So in this case, they're going to respond to the question, and then they're going to respond to 2 of their peers. Okay, you also have the option of choosing an attachment. And, a couple other options you have, allow thread replies. Basically what that does is it allows people to post to a specific post, and it organizes those in one location. So it kind of keeps the conversation together. So we're going to check that. Next, user must post before seeing replies. Doesn't really matter to me. Enable podcast feed. Don't have a podcast incorporated here. Graded. Yes, we want to grade this, and allowing liking. I'm going to leave that unchecked. Now, since we are going to have a group discussion here, we have the ability to have it as a big large group or break it down into several smaller groups. In this case, we have 60 people participating. Therefore, we're going to break the groups down into smaller subgroups. And by going over here to technology, professional development, I already have those split up into smaller groups. Okay, possible points. We're going to call this, allow 25 points for this assignment. You have the ability to display the grade as a %, incomplete versus complete, points, letter grade, or GPA scale. The assignment group. Okay, so this is going to be the category it goes into the grade book that you determined before this. In this case, I have assignments, discussion, and quizzes. I'm going to put this in the discussion category. Okay, and then peer review. You have the option, if you're doing peer reviewing, to do it through the discussion board. And by clicking this, you have a choice of manually assigning who's going to be peer reviewing another peer versus automatic assignment, where it automatically determines who's going to be reviewing you. Okay, from here you're assigned to. We're going to go ahead and as you can see, we have 4 different technology groups. So I could just assign one technology group. I could assign everyone. So especially when you have 5 different classes that you're managing, not everybody will be in the same. Not all 5 classes are usually the same prep. So you're going to want to be able to designate who this belongs to. Okay, and then you got to create a due date. So let's make it due on Sunday the 31st. Make it available today. And it's going to expire on the 31st. Okay, after we're done with that, we're going to save this. Now, as you can see, we've got our 4 professional development groups to work in. And now we want to create a rubric. So we're going to add rubric. And as you can see, you've got the rubric here. We only have 1 criteria right now. We're going to break this down into 3 different criteria. Let's do critical thinking. That'll be our first criteria. We're going to add right here, and we're going to call this peer participation. That'll be our second criteria that we're going to grade upon. And then the last criteria, let's call it scholarly writing. Okay, now I'm going to weigh the original post. Again, this is 25 points. I'm going to weigh it as 15 for critical thinking, 5 for peer participation, 5 for scholarly writing. Now, I like having 3 different tiers. So if we click here, we could create more tiers. The easy way to change the description, you just click on it like this, and then you're going to change what you're going to put in there. So for critical thinking, we have that right there. I want full credit would be 15 points, so here's what the critical thinking will look like for full credit. Next would be kind of a marginal level of demonstration there. So again, we click on the box, we put our description in here, and then we allot the points. Let's say maybe marginally you didn't do it as well, but we're still going to call that 10 points. There you go. And then we've got finally the last one. Alright, so let's say they really didn't do a good job. They tried, they posted, but they didn't really do a fabulous job. Let's call that 5 points that they get here. Now we've got that first section of the rubric created. And you're going to go down and change each one of these for peer participation and scholarly writing to really reflect what you want students to be able to do. Alright, and then let's see, you've got the option, I'll write free-form commitments when assessing students. So you could just give them feedback like in a paragraph form. You could use a rubric for the grading assignment, or you could hide the score total for the assessment results. So I think what we'll do is we'll pick these 2 right here, because we want to be able to show them on the rubric, here's how we graded them, as in addition to being able to actually give them real feedback. Thank you for your time. Have a good day. I think that's pretty good.